Today we're going to be doing the story of our, story time of our old house that we all once lived in. Okay, this is the first paragraph. This story takes place in my old house in the northern eastern side of the U.S. Okay. Well, she didn't want to really tell where she was where we lived, right? But everyone knows we live in the United States, Michigan. Everyone knows. Clearly.
If not, now they do.
Generations of my family lived in that house, starting with my great-grandparents in the 1990s. Okay, so that one, it says 1930s. I don't know if that one's true. That one's, because...
I know they lived there. I just don't know when. I know Grandma died there. Did Grandpa too?
I don't think so.
Because...
Yeah, he did.
He did because that man figure was him.
Those were our great-grandparents, right? Yeah. And they lived there in around the 1930s, 1940s. And they had our grandma and her 3 other brothers. Yep. Okay. I lived in that house from 2006 to 2013, and my sister, since she was born in 2013. Since she was born in 2007, and we moved out in 2013. I was only around one. Oh, 1 year old. Only around one when we moved in the house with my grandma, who lived there by herself for possibly around 10 years, which would be so scary because my grandma hates staying home alone. Okay, our grandma hates staying alone, but she never lived there for 10 years. That was wrong because I accidentally messed up. She only lived there for
3 years, 3 or 4 years by herself.
Yeah. That's still a big house living by yourself. Yeah. What? My grandma was probably around her late 50s, early 60s when she lived there by herself. Okay. My room and my sister's room was a green room with green walls and a carpet. It was green. Yeah. Green? Yeah. And with a huge wooden door that led to the attic. Yeah, seriously. It did. Oh, yeah. How many steps did it have? Was it long? Because I remember that there was a lot of dead rats on the stairs.
Maybe about 10, 11 stairs.
Yeah. Because I remember
they
were steep wooden stairs.
Yeah, it curved and it then went up. But the stairs were really tiny. Yeah. It was creepy.
Yeah, it says with steep wooden stairs. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I remember there was rats on the stairs.
Grandma used to have these fake rats that she'd put all on the stairs, yeah.
Were they fake or real then?
They were fake.
Well, wait, why would she do that?
I don't know.
Ew. That's a little weird. I didn't know that. By that time, my whole family had already lived in that house before. My great-grandparents, my grandma and her brothers, my mom and her brothers, and my cousin, everyone. Her cousin? I said cousins, right? Cousins. Yeah, I said what are your cousins?
Me, Billy, Melinda, and Amber.
Oh. Everyone was always afraid of the house along with me because the house at the time was so old and it was built 1800s. Yeah. And it used to be a funeral home. Oh my God. Where was the funerals at?
In the big window. In the front of the house.
That was Mama's room. That house was...
First it was Grandma's room before you guys moved in.
The funeral?
Yeah, the big room. That was Grandma's room.
Yeah.
For a long time.
And then, wait, so they had funerals in that house and then we lived there? Everyone in the house had seen. He looked around 6 to 7 years old. He had dark hair, blue eyes, and was always seen in a sailor suit and sitting on a little red rocking chair. But now we still have this rocking chair. It's pink. Yes, and spray painted when we were when my 4 cousins lived. When our 4 cousins lived there, you said that the 2 of you went in the basement. You and
Amber.
Yeah, Amber.
Oh, Melinda.
Melinda. Yeah. They two went in the basement and they wanted ice cream, so they had to go in the basement to get, because they had the freezer down there. When they went down there, they both said that they saw a tall, well, you said that you saw a tall black figure with a tall black hat and a long black coat standing in the basement window smiling at them. They freaked out and ran upstairs.
Okay, that is really true. Creepy. Like, when we were running up the stairs, my sister tried pushing me down the stairs to get up the stairs faster, but somehow I got up before her, and I shut her down there, and then Grandma came running to the back and was like, what?
My 4 cousins also laid the Ouija board in that house. When my grandma was there, she felt something brush against her leg, but it was just the cat. And Grandma got scared and told them.
That's when the game.
Put it away.
Yeah. Yep. She flipped all the lights back on. It's creepy.
How do you play the Ouija board? Do you have to like buy it?
Or you can make one.
How many you want us to do a YouTube video of that? It's okay. When I lived there, I would hear footsteps coming up the stairs. What happened? From the basement.
You talk to the
and
dead.
Walking in the attic. My mom says when I was little, I would talk to the walls. That's true. She said I would talk to the walls.
That we had now was the dining room, so they changed it into the kitchen. The back room, the other actual old kitchen, was left dusty and never used again. That's where we kept boxes and animal food and treats along with cat litter. In the back room, oh, whose turn is it?
Oh, Lillian, it's your turn. Start in that back room, and then scroll right. What back room?
Yeah, you probably
right there. That sentence, the one at the bottom.
In that back room, there was a door that led to the basement stairway. And in the middle of the stairway, there was the back room for the backyard. The basement was creepy. It was creepy when you first walked down there. It was a big open. There was a glass window, but on the inside of it was painted black, so you could never see any inside the garage. I remember
this story's with a little toy kitchen my dad had put in there. When I was playing in there, I went to leave, the door wasn't opening, and the lock was on the inside, and I couldn't figure out how to unlock it, and my dad had to break the glass and open the lock to get me out. I was scared in there by myself because it was dark and there was no light. I was only around 6, and when this happened, above the garage was a 1-bedroom apartment that we owned, where my uncle lived at the time when we lived there. I never saw inside there the whole 6 years I lived in that house. The whole 6. Why didn't I say 8 years? I lived there for 8 years. The whole 8 years I lived there. In the house. It was all unknown to me. One night I woke up in the living room chair wearing my new Sleeping Beauty Aurora dress. It was around 3 a.m. and I went back to my little boy in the sailor suit. And when I went out near the bedroom, I was shocked to see an imprint of a little boy on the wall wearing a sailor suit. My cousin told me she's seen it before I ever told her. And we lived in the house at different times. And it's all just so creepy. After I saw the imprint, I ran to my grandma's room to sleep in there with my grandma and my sister. Because I had a mattress in there where I would usually sleep in there or in my parents' room on the floor.
These 2 little boys went to walk up to this house, the old house that we lived in. There was an old man staying there, so they knocked on the door. Nobody answered it, but it opened. When the kids walked in, the guy snatched them up and put them up into the furnace. And there was one body print of one of the little boys by the bathroom door, like behind the bathroom door. And then on the other side of the wall, right next to it, was the other little boy. That's the story.
Mhm.
So.
And
Wait, guys, did I say something about I said something about...
And one of those boys, the one that was wearing the sailor suit, it appeared to be the younger one it was. That's the one that we kept seeing in the house. What you were going to say, Elaine?
So, I was telling you guys earlier that, like, I don't know what I said, but I said something about I took a picture on the wall or something. I seen something. I don't know. I don't remember what I exactly said, but I said something about when I was taking a picture, I seen something next to me. I was taking a picture with those boys in the wall. I think I was in between them or something.
I bet you if we go back to that house today and I ask her if we can walk through, she'll let me go through. And the imprint will still be on the wall.
Tell her the story.
Like, I don't think that an imprint of a body can just go away. Like,
unless she had someone, like, go in there.
Like, I lived there for years, and the body prints were there the whole time. Stop.
I saw it too, like, I never saw anything else. I never really saw him, saw the little boy just around, but I did see the imprint, so it is.
So I never saw a great-grandma that died there. I did see the black shadow that would go in the wardrobe in the other room.
Guys.
And I seen the tall guy with the hat. He always stayed in the basement. I remember one time I was taking a bath, and I looked into the heater in the wall, and his face was in the heater, and it scared me. I don't know. That house is just really, really creepy.
It's probably, I would say, like, the most haunted house in London.
No, I bet if we asked, if we like told the lady the story, and then we said, can we go look in it and see if the imprints are still there, and if they're gone, she might have had them removed. You can maybe.
They can't remove it because the imprints of the bodies are in the wall.
How do you even get an imprint of the body?
I don't know. They say he shoved them up in the furnace. So.
Can't you dig in the furnace and get them out?
No.
Did they get burnt then?
Yeah. They're gone. Their imprints just aren't going anywhere.
It's just like
you can't even paint over them. So
the wall was white.
So when my dad stayed there, when we stayed there, he would pack his cigarettes in that place where the little boy was, like right next to it on the door.
Was it like that thing? One behind the bathroom door? It was that one. That's where I saw it. Yeah.
See, the first one was behind the bathroom door. The second one was over on the other wall, like right here next to it.
The lady would probably be thankful that you did it, because she probably been wondering what they are.
Yeah.
I
mean, she can paint the wall, but it's not going away. And if it's gone, then I don't know what the hell to do.
If she never saw anything, I would be surprised, because even I don't really believe in ghosts. And I saw it.
Yeah. So Aunt Sarah said she had got put on this medicine. After she took the medicine, she saw a witch come from the picture that Grandma always had in the living room. She said it flew out of it. I'm like, yeah, that house is like really haunted, because we used to play the Ouija board all the time. So, and then people died in the house.
So far, I know there was 4 people that died in the house, right? Our grandparents and the 2 boys.
If my dad was still, if he wasn't living with Kennedy, he would have died in that house.
Or he would have not died.
I don't know.
Didn't you say she could have done something to him?
Yeah, she killed him.
So yeah, that is the story of our house.
Maybe in the next video, we can walk by the house and show you guys what house we're talking about, and I'll see if in the apartment in the back of the house, that was haunted. There was a black shadow. So when my mom and dad were together before they got divorced, we lived back there in the apartment. in the back of my grandma's house, there used to be a shadow, a black shadow that would just stay there. Yeah, that's probably the shadow that stayed in Grandma's big house and just switched back and forth. Uncle Danny seen it too. One night, my dad was at work, and Uncle Danny, it was like thundering, storming really bad, and Uncle Danny stayed in the apartment. Wanted our dog Penny, the short, I don't know if you remember, the short, like,
I don't
gray
know
dog.
that.
Well, he wanted Penny to go with him. Penny wouldn't even go. So, this house, that land was all haunted. Like, it was terrifying.
I just can't get over the fact they had funerals in that house. That house wasn't even that, like, that room wasn't even that big.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, one night I was sleeping. My sister was sleeping. It was like the middle of the night, and I would always get up in the middle of the night. I don't know why. But everyone was sleeping, and I just opened my eyes, and the black shadow came, like, from my closet and went into that. He thought, okay, we had a little, like, huge duck hanging up. It was fake. It was a stuffed animal, and we had it hanging up, and he was like, is that what you're seeing? I'm like, no.
Alright guys, that was Frightening Friday.
Hope you guys liked it.
Don't forget to, she said she did.
Like,
Don't forget to subscribe, like, give this video a thumbs up, or
hit the notification button, and
comment
follow
some
us.
more Freaky Friday or Monster Monday. Frightening Friday, not Freaky Friday. And we'll see you in our next video.